traveler who crosses Bolivia's high plateau toward its chief city, La Paz, comes upon it suddenly, picturesque, bright-colored, a city in miniature. Here, 250,000 people live in a modern community, 2.5 miles above sea level. La Paz is the highest big city in the world, higher even than Lhasa in Tibet. Thin, cold air, the people of La Paz are well adjusted, although living so high does make a difference, even in people who were born to it. The paseños, as residents of La Paz call themselves, are likely to alternate between periods of nervousness and apathy. And the foreigners who come from such sea-level points as Lima or New York or Buenos Aires find that the scarcity of oxygen converts climbing a flight of stairs into a major physical effort, and walking up one of the steep streets becomes a Herculean task. No matter where one wants to go in La Paz, it always seems to be uphill going and uphill coming back. There are many strange phenomena in life at this altitude. There's so little oxygen that fires are difficult to start, so no one carries fire insurance. An automobile loses 40% of its power, and it takes 6 minutes to boil a 3-minute egg. The heart of old La Paz is in the Plaza Murillo, where it is said that the first cry of rebellion against Spanish rule arose in 1809. On the great square is the handsome cathedral, one of the largest in the world, where 12,000 people may worship together. Around this plaza are the principal government buildings, for in La Paz are the executive and legislative branches of the government. The Supreme Court, however, meets in Sucre. But there is still another La Paz, not picturesque, but important for the city's future. The Bolivians have great ambition for the industrialization of their country, and factories like this are becoming focal points in economic expansion. They have an almost childlike love of intricate machinery, and they also have sufficient good and inexpensive manpower to run it. But there are obstacles to industrial expansion here. There's little fuel for plant operation. Most serious of all, every piece of machinery in this wool factory had to make the long sea trip from Europe or North America and the expensive rail trip up from the Pacific coast. In spite of these obstacles, industrialization and construction are going ahead in this new, realistic La Paz. This fantasy-tinged project of tearing down a hill has the purely practical end in view of constructing a highway to link La Paz with its eastern suburb of Miraflores. In these projects, cholos are the chief workmen. Indians will occasionally join them for a few days, but they are farmers at heart and prefer to work the soil. In Miraflores, construction is in progress on a new workers' housing project to replace the ancient adobe huts, which it is the wish of every citizen of La Paz to destroy. over the city, the adobes are coming down, and new, starkly modern buildings of reinforced concrete and brick are going up. The silhouette of La Paz is changing more rapidly than that of any other American capital today. This reconstruction is a hard job. There is no easy access to building material. There's little wood, and all iron and steel must be imported. This adds to the cost and increases the difficulties of all construction. But still they build. Bolivia looks to a time when a greater part of her national territory will become economically effective, producing not only tin and other ore, for which she is already famous, but food, clothing, and building materials sufficient for her own needs. La Paz, the center of modern Bolivia, is already the highest big city in the world. It is growing in the face of tremendous odds, as though there was some special virtue in this height, as though it literally increased the stature of the city. La Paz has set its heart on the idea and its back to the job of living at least half a dozen stories higher.